You are able to see the question?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just tell me what do you think would be the output of this code? You can you can try to think out loud as to like what you are thinking, so I can understand how you are going and give you some hint.
Yeah, so we have a node here, structure, and we are pointing, we are having a structure to pointer, which is pointing to null first, and we are trying to access the A element from that. It will be for the pointer to like output will be 0.
Can you walk me through how do you think output will be zero?
Because we are already have pointed to null the pointer, and we are trying to access that null pointer with the help of value. Like we are trying to access a value with the help of pointer, and which is already pointed to null.
Okay. So what will happen at line 11? Like how you will go about it? So will it enter the if condition or it will not enter?
It will not enter that condition because it is already assigned a value, and how we can access the value. The condition, the output can be segmentation fault also, because we are trying to access which is already pointed to null, and we can't override that.
Hmm. So I don't understand how you have written the output as zero. Like what print statement is getting executed that is giving you output zero. So is the print statement outside if does not have any element. It is rich outside if. Print
Yeah, yeah,
statement
yeah.
inside if has the value. So like how from where are you getting value zero? Is the pointer
The
value
no,
zero?
no, no,
That is
sir.
what you are.
Output will not be 0. It will be reached outside.
It will be reached outside if. Okay. So so what will be the breakdown of if condition? How so if null pointer is trying to access the member, right?
Yeah.
So can you explain me that why it is not going inside if statement?
Uh, because if a pointer is already pointing to null, and we are trying to access to the element of a structure, it will throw the segmentation fault. Will not allow to access that element.
So you are saying both ways basically. You are saying it will throw a segmentation fault when you are trying to access, but you are saying output is reached outside. So I don't exactly get it. You either it can be segmentation fault or it can be reached outside, right?
Yeah, true.
So if segmentation fault is there, your process is gone then. So what do you think?
I think the segmentation fault will be the answer.
Okay, right. Yeah, so the segmentation fault is the correct answer. So let's say if I modify the if statement at line 11 and add like this, then what will be the output?
Countering points to 0.
Instead of earlier, which was this.
Then it will be reached outside, because this will not execute, as we are getting some value here, because we are doing some operations over here, ANDing operation. Due to that
Hmm.
ANDing operation, we'll have some value in the if in this bracket, but it will throw a 0 value, so it will come outside and will print the reached outside.
Okay, so you are saying like having and there uh, will give me a value.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if I had an or there?
So it will execute. The operation plays a role here, like ANDing operation, considering uh, as a null first. So null 0 0 will be 0 only, so it will not go inside the loop. But if you consider OR operation, it will have some uh, also have some okay condition. Output will be the same for OR operation also.
Okay. Okay. So let's move to the next question then. So, like before we go to the next question, so I'll just say, uh, I'll just tell you. So this, the output is the output is reach outside if, but the reasoning is not correct. Okay. So I'll give you the feedback at the end itself, so that we don't break the flow of the interview. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah. So let's go to question two then.
I have confusion in this answer.
Okay. So what is the confusion?
While copying, is it AEF or is it DBC?
Okay, so your first, you are thinking either it would be AEF or either it would be DBC.
Yeah,
Okay, so just walk me through how do you think it will be AEF?
because we have a pointer and it's pointing to the first element of the string A,
Hmm.
and we
Hmm.
are trying to copy the another string of the same length to
Hmm.
that pointer.
Okay, so like why do you think first letter of one string will come and rest two will be letters from other string? Do you think we are incrementing a pointer or how is it?
We are not incrementing, just we are trying to copy.
Hmm. So just walk me through the process. Like why do you think AEF will be the answer? Assume, let's assume uh, P pointer is value is 1000 at this location. You have ABC stored. Okay. Now you are trying to write something at this location, which is DEF. So what will be the final output?
P is equals to 1000 location at ABC, pointing to ABC.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm not able to get it.
No, you just try to explain me like how do you think. Let's assume AEF is the correct answer. Just explain me how do you think AEF will be the output? Just walk me through the process.
I think, according to my opinion, this pointer will be pointing to the only first location, and we are trying to copy the next string, which consider as a string two DEF. So the first location it's undefined. So D we're supposed to be set on the first location, but uh,
First location is undefined. I didn't get you. So when I say P is equal to 1000, what is located at 1000th location? A,
A
right?
A
Ah. Then what is the address of B then?
101001 codes character.
Hmm. Correct. Then C is at 1002. Then what happens if you string copy DEF into it?
Uh, One thing can happen is directly it will replace everything. Like DEF will be there on 1000, 1001 and 1002.
Hmm. Okay, so now you are more probable about answer which is DEF.
Yes,
You don't think AEF will be the answer.
that's why I'm having confusion to reach the answer.
Yeah, so that is what I'm saying. Like, explain me what is the confusion. Why you have an option of first letter being D or other letter being A?
I thought it like p value will not change. So subsequently, the value which was supposed to be set on the first location
Hmm.
will not be copied there, but the subsequent things or values which will be there, like EF, will be copied on the further like 1002 and 1001. That's what I thought.
Okay, okay, got it. So you have a doubt that whether string copy function might start from location where P is pointing, or will it start from the next location?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So that is fine. So just tell me, uh, do you know what are the different address spaces, let's say in a process address space, what are the different sections that we have, like stack, heap, and everything? Do you know what are the different general demarcations that we have in a process address space?
Address space, like in a
Right.
typical C program, we are having uh, uh, five
Yeah.
spaces.
Can you just write it down which all spaces are there?
I'll write it on the from the bottom
Yeah,
approach.
sure. Sure, sure.
So first one is the data. I'm not able to recall the first segment. Is it data segment or I'm not getting the
Okay,
name.
okay, that sequence is fine. You can anything is fine. Yeah. So code segment is one which you have missed. The text segment. The, the- so now like just describe me what goes into each of these sections, like what things are stored in each of these sections and what are their use.
So in the uninitialized data, we'll be having global variables which are not
Hmm.
initialized to any value.
Okay.
In the initialized data, we also called as a BSS segment. We'll be having the global variables on static variables also, which are already initialized to some value like 0.
Hmm.
In the heap segment, whenever there is a calling of dynamic allocation, we'll be using the heap section, and in
Hmm.
the stack section, we'll be having local variables which are used in any function or whatever local variables we use that goes into the stack section.
Okay. What goes into the code segment?
Code segment,
It's by the name itself, right? The code
uh,
goes
the uh,
there.
it is by the same name. The code information goes in some
Yeah.
typical file type.
Yeah. So, like coming back to the previous question, right, where you are copying the string and all. So, let's say if I'm just changing the question a little bit. Let's say instead of this, I had something like this: constant int enter equal to 2. Okay, and I'll do this.
Constant pointer is to
So, what will be the output of this?
ptr is pointer to constant integer. So value of your integer will be constant. And pointer is 4. Pointer is percent. It will be 4
Okay, why so?
because it was mentioned its ptr is the pointer to a constant integer. So
Hmm.
the integer is constant here, not the pointer, and we are assigning pointer value as 4. So it will print 4.
But you are assigning value as 2 initially, right?
Yeah, it is. But it is not a constant value. If it is a constant pointer, then it will throw an error. Like it cannot override.
Hmm. Okay. So, so if this is the case,
Yeah, this case will throw an error. Constant pointer.
so you are saying, like how do you define a constant pointer? Don't you have to tell the type of the pointer?
Yes, we have to define like int. Firstly, we have to define this data type.
Hmm. So constant, and then you don't have to define the data type as int or character or something you have to define, right?
Like for defining a simple pointer, we have to define here like int constant pointer.
This is the definition, right? Or if I want to define a constant pointer which points to an integer, this is the
Yeah,
definition, right?
yeah,
If this is the definition, this is what I wrote earlier, correct?
yeah.
So, so you think this will throw an error, right?
No, this will not throw error. This will print the value as 4.
Okay, so just write a like a code. Just replace this code with a pointer which is a constant integer pointer. Okay, assign a value to it, and then try to change the value of it. Just replace this code with that. Just write code here.
You have to write a constant pointer.
Ah, constant integer pointer, which is
And if you try to modify it, then it will throw an error.
hmm, got it. Okay. So so you know what happens. So this constant pointer, right? When you define a constant pointer, which segment does it go?
It will be go to initialize segment.
Okay, and why do you think so?
Because we have already initialized some value, it will not change any value. So I thought it will go to initialize data segment.
Okay. Okay, so let's move to the next question. I'll just show you the question. Uh, okay, so tell me like what are we trying to do here actually?
We are trying to call a function with the help of our pointer. It's a
Hmm.
pointer function.
So pointer function. What is a pointer function?
Sorry, function pointer.
Okay, what is a function pointer?
With a pointer which points to a function, to a whole function.
Okay, so like which this function is a function pointer, you mean?
But it's not defined using a function pointer. Like you have to define a function pointer like void or some return type and then function pointer with
Yeah, so there is no function pointer in this code.
yeah, it's just pointing.
Why you had a confusion that we have a function pointer here? Because of this line 69.
No, because of this pointer.
Okay. So how do you define a function which is returning an int pointer?
A function which is returning an int pointer.
Hmm. We got confused by the spacing. If I do this, you think it is returning an int pointer, right?
Yeah,
So this is the same thing.
yeah, means it's returning the integer value with the help of pointer.
Yeah. So it's returning an integer pointer. Okay. So what are you trying to do here? What are you returning here?
Address.
Okay. An address of what location? Which segment will X be stored in?
It's a local variable that will be stored in stack.
Okay, so you are returning a stack address, and then what will happen?
We are trying to return the stack address, but here the scope is to the global variable, or the scope is global here.
Global scope of which variable is global here?
No, we are trying to access the address of local which is stored on the stack in the main, which is main program.
Hmm. Okay. So what will happen in that case if we try to do that?
I don't know this.
Okay. So here you are. So what happens if a function returns? What happens to the stack memory when a function returns?
It will clear like because it was defined for that specific function. If it is returning, then it will clear that value.
So you know what happens to the memory. So you are trying to access the memory which is gone, right? So
It's
what will
not
happen?
present.
What is the output? Just
Segment.
think through it again, taking this hint.
It will do a segmentation fault because
Yeah, and
the memory is not there and we are trying to access that memory.
hmm, correct. Okay. Now I'll just post the next question. What will be the output of this question? Line 77.
It is it is returning nothing. So already
Hmm? Can you repeat what you said?
uh, uh, pointer is pointing to R and we
Okay.
are passing it to the function.
Okay.
But the function is not returning anything. It is a return void.
Huh.
Just modify. Output will be 20.
Okay. Can you explain me why?
I think the value to the pointer to the R goes inside, but
Hmm.
it's modified. But its function, it's will be local only. Like it will have no effect on this main function.
Hmm. Okay.
So it will
So
remain as it is, and it will print the pointed value.
okay. So if I wanted to actually have an impact and P pointing to Q, then how will you modify this function? Will you just modify this code and make the output as 10 somehow?
Mm,
Then, like, how would you have to modify this code to actually get pointer pointing to Q variable?
this will give value as 10.
This will give value as 10. How come? You are returning P, but you are not storing it anywhere. Okay, okay, that's fine. I'll just walk you through the things. We are uh, almost 50 minutes, so let me just walk you through the questions one by one. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
so and give you the feedback. Okay, so starting with the type of questions that I have asked, they are like pretty basic sort of C questions. Okay, it's just that you had to give little bit of attention to small minute details, right? So they are not like any complicated sort of things. So starting with the so general feedback would be that you will have to work on your C programming skills. Okay, so I'll come to the interview sort of aspects of it. Let's just go through question by question once regarding the answers that you have given. Okay, and then we'll come to the interview giving skill as such. Okay, so
Okay.
to start with, first you one feedback in the first question is that finally you were able to come to the segmentation fault answer. Okay, but you started with answer 0. Okay, so there itself, I have created a negative image about you in my mind, right? So it is okay to take your time rather than randomly giving a wrong answer, correct? So
Okay.
so just let me know if you want to discuss any further points, stop me there. Okay, I'm just giving you the feedback as question by question. Okay, so you started with the answer 0, which was nowhere relevant. Then you said it will be reached outside if. though you mentioned that it will be a segmentation fault in between, but you were yourself confused, and then you get back like to the answer reached outside if, and finally, like after everything, you came to the answer segmentation fault. Okay, so ideally, I would have not given you so many chances to change your answers two to three times. Okay, so that is one thing. So take your time. Feedback in general is think through it and analyze everything, come up with proper reasoning, and then give out the answer. You can tell me that you are thinking maybe this is the scenario, or you can walk me through step by step each line. So it makes your thinking process clear to the interviewer, right? So one another feedback is that you are not thinking out loud. So even if you want 1 minute, tell out to the interviewer that yes, I want 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'll think it out. I will write it on, use pen and paper to come up with a solution or something. Just going mute makes the interviewer do a lot of work, right? So I have to keep asking you, walk me through. Why is this? Why is not this? So it is your duty to explain me the solution. It is not my duty to get answers out of you. Okay.
Okay.
So you should make sure in your mind that you want to actually sort of give out as much information as possible. So if you give more and more information about what you are thinking, that is how the interviewer will even be able to help you if you are going on wrong direction, and also will be able to judge you that even if you give final answer as wrong answer, you were thinking the right way, right? So there are bonus points on thinking out loud and engaging with the interviewer. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
a critical feedback. Like don't take it in a negative way. It's a very simple feedback that you can incorporate in your next interview, right? So that is how you just take it and try to implement it next way. So the answer for the first question, segmentation part, was correct. Coming to the second part of it, right? So when you add ampersand here, you are adding an and condition here. So again, your answer was correct, reached outside if, but your reasoning was not correct. So
Yeah.
you mentioned that reasoning is because either this will give 0 or 1, and it will come outside, even, or will either give 0 or 1 binary, and if will go ahead or fail. So the reasoning is that when you add an and here, right? If generally goes to the first condition, it will
It will
check if
not
the
go
first.
to.
It
Will
will
not
not
go
go to
to
the
sec.
second condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is why it is not crashing. So segmentation fault is not coming in and condition because it is not even reaching to dereferencing a pointer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
first, but if you put a or situation here, it will actually go ahead and analyze the second condition also, and it will give a segmentation fault. So your explanation that both and or will be reached outside if or like even print something was wrong. We want to avoid somehow dereferencing of the pointer. That is how only we can avoid a segmentation fault.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
So that was question one. Coming to question two. So question two answer uh, actually is again a segmentation fault. Why so? Is because there is an exception here. This you might not be aware. So when you just do character star p equal to assign a value, it goes out as a string literal. Okay,
Yeah.
so string literals are constant pointers. Okay, you cannot modify them. Okay,
Yeah.
that is
Means
why I was
they act as arrays. You are saying like means.
no. So if you would have defined something like character star p, and then you go ahead and assign some value or put something in the character, you copy something in there, do mem copy or something, then it is a normal pointer. But the way of definition, when you define it like this, character star p equal to abc, it is actually allocating a fixed set of location and it makes the pointer as constant pointer. So this is only an exception in terms of strings. Okay, so you can try executing this thing. It you can read about string literals. Okay, so this goes into constant character pointer, and you cannot write into a constant character pointer. So this will give you a segmentation fault. It will generally go into text segment or any other thing based on the configuration. Okay, so this is the answer. Again, if it would have been a normal ABC and string copy DEF, then also your understanding about string copy was not correct. So the output AEF or DBC won't come. Eventually, you came to the output DEF, which is correct. But again, this is very trivial sort of information to be aware of. So that is fine if you don't know what string copy and all it does, how it works. But it is good to have information because these are standard functions you might get in any interview question, right? So you have to be aware about that. So the output is DEF. Okay.
Yeah,
But
I've
in
got
the
confused first here, like that exception here. Otherwise, it
yeah.
will directly copy to this.
Correct, yeah. So AEF and DBC, the output that you gave initially will never happen. Yeah, so even if we were to start at a location pointer plus one, even then it would be ADEF, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
your reasoning also was you got confused. Your reasoning was not correct again here. Okay, so make sure you like check out all these standard functions. You know those, and eventually the answer of this is segmentation fault, which if you wouldn't have been able to answer, that is fine because it's something like a not trivial sort of thing, but at least you should have given an answer as DEF. Okay, so that is the thing. Then other things were they find constant point. So through constant pointer and through the segments, I was trying to actually help you come to give a hint, but that is fine. So uh, coming to question three, so again you gave output as 5, right? So the problem which is happening is that you know the answer, you know the concept, right? Eventually you only came to the answer as segmentation fault. You know the answer, right? You know the concept that when a function returns, the stack frame is getting reallocated and you cannot access that memory location. So you know the thing. It's about having those concepts in your mind and attentively applying those, right?
Um,
So I was giving you hint again and again here that what is I walked you through the path and finally you got to segmentation fault, but in an actual interview you might not. The interviewer might, because this is pretty basic question, right? This is not something where you even have to apply your brains or like something tricky. This is pretty straightforward. You should be able to grasp it at first time itself. Just a little bit more attention and you have to think through it. Okay.
yeah, got it.
Again, the same like in first you started with a function pointer which was not right. So you have to revise your C concepts because any embedded role you will go through a programming round and you will go through C questions. So make sure you are very strong in C programming concepts. Coming to question four, you were completely wrong. So your reasoning, so your output is somehow right. Output was 20, but your reasoning, uh, you some to some extent you gave reasoning also correct. But when I asked you to give me change the code to get 10, it was completely wrong. So I came to know that your reasoning also was wrong. So I'll explain you this. So you know pass by value and pass by reference, right?
Yeah,
So we have two ways we can pass parameters to functions, which is pass by value and pass by parameter, pass by reference. Okay. So here we are what we are passing by. Are we passing by value or are we passing by reference?
Reference.
Why so?
We are passing the address here, not the direct argument.
Okay. So here you are passing address. Now the pass by value or pass by reference is actually decided by the motive of what you want to do in the function. So here the motive was to change the value of pointer. Okay. What was the motive of function? Change the value of pointer. Okay. So when you are trying to change the value of pointer, you have to pass the address of the pointer, right? Here you are passing value of the pointer. So even though you are passing a pointer variable, even though you are passing an address, but in this case, because your motive was to change the value of pointer, you will have to pass double pointer here, correct?
Okay. Yeah,
So your thing should have been here, you should have
double
a
pointer.
double pointer. Okay, and this should change as pointer. Okay, then the point will actually you have to pass the address of the pointer here. So that then it will become passed by reference in true sense. So most people assume that when you are passing address, it is passed by reference. If you are passing value, it is passed by value. It is decided on the context of what you are trying to do, right? It is not hard coded as value or reference. It is decided on what you are trying to do. If you are trying to change the value and you want to get that value back in the main function, then you need to pass the address of the variable that you are trying to change. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so this is the modified version of it. So, so overall, like I actually wanted to give you a programming question itself. So these are pretty basic questions, and we could have completed it much quickly. And like I would have given you a programming sort of question with and try and would have tested you on that, but that's fine. So we could only do 4 questions. So other in general, like this was the feedback from answers perspective. Other general feedback that I have is one is think out loud. Try to explain the process. Just don't focus on the answer. So you give me answer. This is answer is fine. Then when you're giving an answer, try to explain that answer. Try to walk through the interviewer why that is the answer, right? Don't wait for the interviewer to ask you, please explain me how you got to this or how you found out this. Try to explain, try to engage with the interviewer and try to explain as much as possible and think out loud. Okay. Next
Okay.
feedback is it is okay to take your time. You will just tell the interviewer, give me 1 minute, give me 2 minutes. It is okay to take time, but it is always better to give a correct answer rather than a quickly given wrong answer. Okay. So if you give me very confidently wrong answers, right, that is very bad actually because it feels as if that you are very adamant on a wrong concept. So take your time. If you give quickly a wrong answer, that is not good. So take your time, think through it, and give correct answers. Or you can even walk through the process that this is what I am thinking. Maybe this is how it might happen. I am not exactly sure. Or this is what I think, or something like that. Okay, and
Yeah.
finally, like you have to be confident about your answers. You cannot like just randomly throw around different answers. Okay, so these are the these are the feedback. So overall, if you this is the points that I noticed, uh, you can try to implement. It's just like you have to maybe put more attention and concentration towards this. Try to implement these things in your next interview or like any interviews you are giving. Okay, that is my feedback. So if you have any questions or anything, you can let me know and then we can go next.
Yeah. As far as I given around 7 interviews to Qualcomm.
Okay.
Yeah, some were pretty bad, some were very good. Uh,
Okay.
but even though means right now you are giving feedback after the interview, right? So
Hmm.
one of the interview happens the same, was a complete coding round,
Hmm.
and he was just asking me the to create some functions only about any concept and just create a function, not to write a complete program.
Hmm.
In the itself, he has given me the feedback like I was thinking the accurate way. I was writing the accurate code.
Hmm.
So I don't understand what happens. I'm not getting the call from that because he itself told me that the answer was to the point and pretty accurate.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I don't I cannot give you an answer like on behalf of a company or a team or as to I don't even know what has happened in your interview or something. It's just what happens, like I'll give you general information which is like available out there everywhere, is that every position, every company will get lots of interviews, right? Lots of people. So even it's not always necessary that if you do good, right, you might get the next call. So let's say if I am interviewing 15 people, if you are the first interviewee, right? You did good, and then I gave you positive feedback that yes, your answers were correct. I am confident, like you did well and everything. The interviewer was impressed. Then he went ahead and took 10, 12 more interviews, and he found better candidates. So it's about how. So it's not always about how you give. Are you able to give the correct answer? It is also about how you present and how you sort of convince the interviewer that your concepts are strong, right? You got my point, right? So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there might be a single opening, and I took your first interview, and then I took 10, 15 more interviews, and there were candidates who generally interviewers try to ask the similar questions for same position, so they get a comparative feedback. So some other candidate might have been able to give much better reasoning, much. So that is why when I give you feedback, I am trying to focus more on points of your interview giving skills, right? So even if you improve your technical skills and you're able to give all correct answers, that depends on your interview giving skills also. So how well you are able to explain your concepts. It's about selling yourself, right? How well you are able to showcase your concepts to the interviewer. So that is the, I feel that might have been the reason, but I'm not sure again. So
Yeah, I feel the same because when I cross check my answers after the interview, like yeah,
yeah.
that was 90%. It was accurate. I think that is the case might happen with me.
Yeah, so you have to work on your sort of interviews as well, like thinking out loud, engaging with the interviewer. Many times, if I ask you a question, it is not about simply answering the question. It is about how well you are able to showcase your depth, right? So if I just ask you this question, theoretical question itself, I asked you different segments. You gave this different segments. You could have maybe expanded on those segments and told that he pays like give a little bit more information as such, and then try to showcase the depth you have in those areas. That is the sort of communication plus sort of little bit small tactics that you can apply.